You should do a golf simulator in there.
That and a couple casino machines, slot machines or something. My neighbors, they spend a lot of money at casino.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm going to get a slot machine put in there, right? But you have a couple people saying about a golf simulator.
Righty.
All right.
You guys are ready? Me? Do you think a golf simulator would be worth it?
No, I don't golf. I got a bad. Well, you seen me golf, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Once a year, that's it.
Yeah.
But it's beginner's luck every time. So yeah, I am good.
I love golfing. I don't know if a simulator would be worth it though. They're like 30 to 50 grand.
Oh, I'm not going to do that.
And like, how often are you really going to be in there? Once a week?
Yeah.
At best?
I didn't even know it was that much.
I think the Costco one's like 20.
I put a putting green in.
That'd be fun.
You could build that up on 2x4s properly and make it slope and stuff like that. I'd do something like that.
Yeah.
And be able to change the hole maybe.
Yeah, it's easy. Like you're watching hockey or whatever you're watching in the garage with your buddies and
Yeah.
putt around a bit. Different than a simulator, and then you're spending an hour or two or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Talk to Luke.
thing is, putting is good. Driving's not so good. If you think about it, you're only driving 18 times, right?
Yeah.
So your
Not
short
even.
game, you're putting in your short game.
Yeah.
And most of it would be your short game.
Yeah.
Because if you get on the green, theoretically 2-putt, but if you're not that good, it's a 3-putt.
I'm 3-putting every time.
But it's your short game. That's what I always find difficult. And I'm not even a golfer, but I know the mechanics behind it a little bit. And yeah, it's a short game,
That's the funny thing. Yeah, you go to the driving range and you and your buddies, you whip out your driver. You're just smashing your driver.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even hit your driver, not even 18 times.
Yeah.
15 probably.
You're better off using a 3-wood off the grass with no tee.
Yeah.
You have more of those shots than on the par 5s, right?
Yeah.
So
Talk to Cowboy Luke. He's obsessed with golf. I got him obsessed with golf. He'll convince you to put a simulator in your garage.
Yeah.
He'll probably do it for you.
yeah. Well, I got over 30 free rounds of golf at Dunsford.
Oh, really?
Because when I first moved up here and I had my spray foam business going, the guys came up to me and they wanted me to advertise on the scorecard. And it was like $300, right? But it's good for 3 years because he buys a 3-year supply. Right?
Really?
Plus, he gave me like 20 rounds of golf.
Yeah.
I said to Kirby, yeah, okay, I'm in. So 3 years go by, right? Do you want to, he says, he kind of calls me up. He's kind of sounds a little sad. He says, oh, the price went up to, and I'm thinking, I'm waiting for it. It went up from, $300 up to $350. I'm thinking, come on.
Throw us more rounds.
And he gave me another 20. He says, you still got the first 20 rounds of golf. I never even used them in 3 years, right? And so then he gave me another. So I think I used 10 rounds since then. But he's coming up for another 3 years. I think that'll be this year.
That's a fun course.
It is fun.
It's open. It's forgiving.
Yeah.
Short.
I can walk home if I indulge. And it's downhill, so the walk's not that hard. Right? Or I could just sneak a golf cart home, right? I live that close to it. And so there's really no excuse why I shouldn't be golfing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's lots of reasons. You can make it up. But
Yeah. War injury. I started pickleball the other night. Oh, Jesus. My knees are skinned, and I had long pants on or track pants on. They're all skinned.
I said this to somebody the other day, and they were like, be really careful. I've seen, and I've not watched a lot of pickleball, but seen some stuff online. It doesn't look that hard. It can't be that hard. I feel like I could go and win any tournament if I just started tomorrow. It can't be that hard.
It's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's a cross between tennis and ping pong, right? Bigger paddles with no strings.
I played squash.
But you know what? I'm playing with these old guys, right? I'm like one of the youngest guys there. One of. There's a few. But these old guys, they put this spin on it, right? So it's coming towards me. So it bounces 10 feet in front of me. I'm expecting it to come towards me. It bounces and goes straight up because they have this backspin on it. It's just like golf, right?
Yeah.
So I'm diving for these things, and I'm making the odd shot, but they're doing it all the time, and good for them because they know what they're doing.
Yeah. How big is the court?
Well, it's smaller than tennis, so it's maybe 2/3 of a tennis court, maybe.
And is it always doubles?
Yeah, you could probably do singles.
Smaller. Interesting.
But it is smaller.
Where did you
and
play?
it's divided. School in Bob Cajun. It's like you pay $3 and it's Mondays and Wednesdays, no commitment, no sign up.
Just drop in.
Just drop in, yeah.
And they have equipment?
Yep.
That'd be fun.
I'm gonna get my own paddle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm that good, right?
Did you go with Chris?
Oh yeah.
Did you
We got another couple coming with us, and it's really good the way they do it. You're always playing with somebody new, someone
Yeah.
different. And you're always meeting people, stuff like that. So, like we didn't go last week. Monday we forgot, and Wednesday we were busy, but we went the week before on the Wednesday. So, and we went last night. We're going tomorrow night. So,
I think your buddy Al Hussey and Tusha do that. They're big into that. So, should do like a pickleball golf tournament this summer.
do they have? They don't have courts out at the golf course, do they?
No, not
No,
yet.
stick to golf. That's what you know.
Stick to golf.
Stick to golf. I'm still YouTubing it because it's a little difficult how to keep score kind of thing. So I just say, hey, I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
they're very forgiving that way. And the old people love to teach you. It's really, really good. Very welcoming.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever done something or made time to do something out in the community. Usually I'm busy, doing cutting wood, doing this, doing that, home projects and stuff like that. But in the wintertime, it's great to get out. Once you get out, a lot of people don't want to get out. It's all wintertime. As soon as you get home from work, they're in, but it's
Yeah.
nice to get out.
Yeah. Every once in a while. So,
Yeah. So, and I like it. There's no commitment. So, Mondays and Wednesdays. So if you can make it, you can make it.
sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
That's right.
Yeah. You want to chat about business or what?
Do we have to?
No.
Okay. Well, we can start a little bit.
Tell me about your business. I know we've had these conversations more than once, but tell me about your business.
Okay, we're on the record now, right? So, everything's honest. My
CRA's listening.
My business is very unique. The spray foam business, not so much. It's just a part of construction where we insulate houses, crawl spaces, garage, man cave, all that kind of stuff. But my other business, my bread and butter, is the plastic business. It's plastic packaging, and there's probably a lot of people out there who's like, ooh, plastic packaging, right? But if you look around any grocery store, anywhere you see, like there's so much of it out there. It's just the responsibility of what this plastic packaging is doing, right? Like, and how like the longevity of it. And what I'm getting at kind of thing is a lot of companies are going from plastic straws to cardboard straws, you know what? Or they're asking you an option, do you want a straw? They never ever did that 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I really, really think that's good. Some of those plastic tabs where you buy like a 6-pack of beer, a 6-pack of Coke or something like that, that finds its way into the oceans and stuff, and it hurts the wildlife or the sea life in there. But if they can make something like that that's more biodegradable, like I know a lot of people are cutting it just in case
Sure.
it gets around a dolphin's nose or something like that. But if they can make something like that more biodegradable, that it breaks down like even if it broke down within a year, kind of thing.
So what type of plastic stuff are you making?
Well, what we're doing is we make a lot of soap molds. We make a lot of like chocolate molds that you see, like chocolates, stuff like that. Point of purchase packaging. We'll get into like the clamshell of like muffins, donuts, and stuff like that. It is single use, but it does protect the product from contamination. And you know what? I've never ever seen so much of it, like in the last 5 years, like in the grocery store. Like you even have salads that are in this. And if you look at it, people might think, well, it's a little different. Salad's still plastic, but it used to be in a thicker Tupperware kind of, something to transport your product, your food home, right? Now it's a lot thinner material. Chances are that material is even recycled. There's recycled content in it, so it's already been around the block kind of thing. But of course, it's sterilized and whatnot. But that's kind of like the stuff we do.
How long have you been doing it?
A long time. This is if we have a few minutes, I'll give you the Cole's notes about this. Basically, my mom and dad started the business in 1960, and that was like quote the Whitney Plastics part of it. We were doing nameplates for hospitals and stuff like that. in the late 60s, someone introduced my father into like blister packaging, where they take, someone takes their product, puts it in a blister, which is a hard bubble, and seals it to a card, hangs it in the store. It's like the silent salesman. And so that took off big time, 70s and 80s, and even into the 90s. It still is now, like everything. But most of that stuff is imported now. But we rode the curve on that for a long, long time. I worked there all my life, ever since I was 13 years old. Going to school, March break, you have working for dad. I knew I was guaranteed 40 hours a week. Christmas break, I was guaranteed 35, 40 hours a week. It was like good paydays for me.
Yeah.
Right? At $2.50 an hour, big paydays.
$2.50 an hour.
Back then, right? So then, and my father, he didn't even want to hire me because I was 13 and we lived out in the country. And I said, do you have any work? Do you have any work? No, I have nothing for you. So I actually biked in. It took me an hour to bike into Waterloo. And the tool and die maker at the time, he was family friend. And he laughed his head off because I was actually, I wanted to fill out a job application. So he said, yeah, okay, here you go for it. My father wasn't in at the time. He was running errands for the business. So when he came home that night, he says, so you really want to work for me? I says, yeah, I really do, Dad. He says, okay, we can start tomorrow, right? And he put me on this machine, and I fell asleep half the summer on this machine. It was totally safe, but I was just dozing off all the time. Nice and warm, environment. It was loud, but I could fall asleep anywhere back then. I was 13 years old. So then the next year, I wanted to do the same thing. And he said, no, I have no work for you. I says, come on, Dad. I says, I'll do it for $2 an hour instead of $2.50. You should have seen all the work that he invented for me to do. I was washing his car. I was doing a lot of work in the plant. So, and then as we grew, I went to college, worked for him part-time, went to university, worked for him part-time. When it came time for me to actually work for him full-time, he wanted me to get job experience elsewhere. And so my heart was kind of broken, but I said, yeah, okay. So a friend of a friend got me a job at a tire company, Tire Specialist, and they were a tire wholesaler, and we sold tires to the retail outlets. There's Bass Tire back in the day. There's Direct Tire. We had stores in like Peterborough, Kingston, St. Catharines, Hamilton, stuff like that. And believe it or not, I used to work on one of those tire trucks that used to fix tires on the side of the road. That's a tough gig. I don't recommend that on anybody. And you know what? When the truck driver flips you like $100 tip, you earned it.
Yeah.
Because things are a lot safer now, but man, oh man, it was brutal back in the 80s. We did a lot of that. So after about 2 years of that, I came and worked for my father. And then I was there for probably about, I was working out in the plant, punching plastic and stuff like that. I was out there, and I think it was about 22 years old. And I had a company car. It was a pickup truck, actually, but it was simple. It had crank windows. I had to put my own Alpine stereo in it, stuff like that. It wasn't top of the line of anything. My father never, ever spoiled me like that. And I had to work my ass off. I can say that. I just did. I had to work my butt off doing all this stuff, right? So then, come 22 years old, I thought that he should be retiring. My father's 40, he should retire. I know enough about the business at 22 years old, right? So we butted heads. I left for 2 years. My father was a hard man to work for, but I don't regret how he treated me when it came to work. It was a long, long lesson. So I left for 2 years, and none of my brothers came to fill my shoes. And I thought that was odd at the time, but now I know why, because he was a tough cookie to work for. So I came back, and I came back working for probably about 30% less money with no pickup truck kind of thing. And then I had to get his respect back. Yeah, you can work for me, but it's not going to be like it was. So I had to bust my hump. And then eventually he started sending me on sales calls because I kind of do have the gift of the gab a little bit, but I know my product. I know my blisters. I know my clamshell. And I know what my father's business can do and what we can do for other people. We do in-house toolings. We do our own production. We fix our own equipment kind of thing. It was very, very streamlined that way. And I knew exactly. So when I went to see say Bell Mobility, for example, I was just so calm, cool, and collected because you know what? I get paid no matter what. I get paid hourly. I wasn't even salary, right? And it was really interesting because I walked in with these guys and I was as professional as I could be, but I didn't care because I didn't have to make a quota. This is my price. This is my service. We can do a lot for you. But you know what? If you don't buy for me, it is what it is, right? It's not like I didn't care, but I wasn't on commission or anything like that. So there's like absolutely no pressure. And then my father would say, so how'd you make out at Bell Mobility, or how'd you make out at Research and Motion? And I'd have this big story to tell him. And he got excited when I told him all my stories. And I guess it was something that he wasn't comfortable doing. So he kind of lived it through me, and I told him what these guys were like, and I really didn't have to prove anything, and that took so much pressure off me, right?
Yeah.
So then, even when we went to like Research Emotion, the Blackberry and stuff like that, like the stories that I would tell him is getting in there is like Fort Knox. They were just down the street on Phillip Street in Waterloo. Getting in there was like Fort Knox because you'd go in there and you have to hand in your cell phone, you have to hand in everything. You wade in, you wade out, and I was kind of like a chunky guy, so it's kind of embarrassing. I take off my shoes, take off my coat, take off my belt. It was like airport security kind of thing, right? But and some of the stories that came out of there, it was all good, and I learned a lot. And I learned a lot about people, and I learned a lot about myself, which is really good. And so then, as time went on, I remember I was doing I wasn't doing a packaging show. I was going to the packaging show in Chicago. And it was close to my birthday in November. And so my father phones me. And see, I had to drive there because we didn't want to, back then flying was very, very expensive. Right? So I drove there, and he'd phone me up. He says, well, I got some good news for you. He says, number one, your birthday, happy birthday, because I remember it was on my birthday, happy birthday. Number two, I'm going to let you and your brother buy the business. It's like, oh, well, I was excited.
Yeah.
I was excited. And the thing is, now that I look at it, sorry about that. Now that I look at it, I was being my father's salesman. My brother did come on board because our tool and die maker, he retired. My brother was very good with woodworking equipment, any kind of anything with machinery. He could break it, fix it, and get it running even better, right? So my brother came on board. So my father said, I'm going to let you buy the business, and it was very, very ironic. So I'm building up the sales from a mom and pop shop, and we were incorporated, and we were doing everything right. And years later, just to put like a hefty price tag on it for me and my brother to buy it. Meanwhile, a lot of it was my father and mom and dad started it, but there's a lot of hard work that went into it, right? Kind of thing. It's like the old saying, the parents start the business, the second generation build the business, the third generation could ruin the business if it's not watched. There's something like that going on out there. But so yeah, I was very, very excited about that. And so my brother and I worked the business that was in 2005. 2006, and then we worked the business and we grew the business, both of us. I really got along with my brother. He was like a great guy. And then my brother wanted me to buy him out in 2010. And he wanted to open up a restaurant, and I fought him tooth and nail. I said, I'm not going to buy you out. I'm not going to do it. Even before that, years before that, we talked about opening up a bar, and I said, we can't do both. It's like, are you crazy? We can't do both. But he ended up opening up a restaurant. He bought a franchise restaurant up in Listowel, and I had to buy him out. He wanted to go. There was just no two ways about it. And he was my tool and die maker. Like, I'm the talking guy. I can tell him how to make a die, but I can't make a die, right? So when I bought him out, it was under contract that he would help me with my tool and die, right? I didn't make a lot back then. It was maybe one tooling every month, maybe two toolings a month, right? He'd have to help me out. And it might take him 3 days to make a tooling kind of thing. So he did it part-time. He helped me out that way. And so everything was fine. And that was in 2000, because I bought him out in 2010. He opened up his restaurant. Well, he took over in 2011. And then he did some in the spring of 2011. unfortunately, my brother passed away in July of 2011. So he didn't really fulfill his dream of restaurant ownership. And then I had the chance to move actually, when I bought him out, I had the chance to move the business up to Lindsay, because the fact is, I have two houses, a house in Kitchener, a house up in Lindsay, or up in like Bob Cajun area kind of thing. And I just wanted to downsize. You know, two houses, two mortgages, two weed whackers, two tax bills, two lawnmowers, two chainsaws, two of everything, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to downsize. And the thing is, it's one of those things my father always taught me was it's not how much money you can make, it's how much money you can save, right? So I figured, you know what, sell one house, move everything up here, and stay in my house up here. Because with the plastics, this is before spray foam. So with the plastics, it doesn't matter where I sell from or ship from. I'm North America wide.
Yeah.
Right. Even in shipping down to Mexico, so even sending stuff down there. So it doesn't matter where I'm located. They don't care. Right. Because shipping's the same, basically. It's nowadays it's more expensive, but it's the same.
Sure.
So it doesn't matter if I'm shipping out of Waterloo, if I'm shipping out of Lindsay, right? So found a place up in Lindsay, moved the business up here, and that was tough because the fact is we were so busy. I was operating up here and operating out of the place down in Waterloo. Down in Waterloo, it was a tough move because mom and dad owned the building. So my brother and I, we never ever purchased the real estate.
Yeah.
We just purchased the business side of things, right? So it was a tough move. I was paying rent to my father back then, mom and dad, and I was a perfect tenant, of course, because if I didn't make the checkout, my father was on my computer making his own checkout, right? He says, "Here, sign this," right? So it was funny. It was really good, but so it's really kind of different because a week after my brother passed in July, we were up here setting up my equipment up here, and it was tough on my dad.
Yeah.
It was tough on, it's never easy to lose a child. So anyway, we got that rocking and rolling, but at one time I had production going on up here and production in Waterloo because at the time we were running 24/7. And Research in Motion, they were one of our big customers, so we wanted to keep them happy. So we did whatever we could. And especially when you're running 24/7, there's not a lot of extra time if you have a hiccup. Like you need all those hours in a week.
Sure.
Kind of thing. So
Yeah. Did Dad start doing marketing, or is that something you started with the business?
I always started with it.
Yeah.
He didn't actually branch out like that much. I don't know, like, see, back then it was different. He didn't know how to do it. And back then it was just like word of mouth. Like
Sure.
they never advertised.
Yellow
there was
Pages?
there was no, yeah, we're in the Yellow Pages. There was never World Wide Web or anything like that, right? There's nothing, But no, I kind of took over that. A lot of it is word of mouth. The thing is in business, depending on what business you're in, it's a small community. It really is. Like I know a lot of the people, like my competition throughout Ontario, the northern part of the states and stuff like that. It's as you grow, you just learn, and it's a lot of reading and stuff like that. So it's big, but it's also the big players, the small players.
So it was your idea to get online?
Yes. The fact is, back in the day, going to Chicago, doing the packaging show, like I was just a guest there, free tickets, you go in there, you see the machinery and stuff like that working. My friends that are in the business, like Shepherd Thermoforming, his father was about the same age as my father, but they had high-speed equipment, right? They drove the fancy cars and stuff like that. They were very, very successful. But before they got successful, they came to us. He was like a broker kind of thing with the plastics. He'd come to us. Can you make this? Yeah, we can make this. Make samples. He'd take it to his customer. So we always had salesmen like that for us, kind of thing. And eventually, he got so big that he bought big equipment, right? So we weren't really in competition with each other. If we come across some big work, we'd send it Shepherd's way. And if they came across some small work, they sent it our way. That's the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, your customer is happy. Because it doesn't matter. Because if he has a small one or a big one, we just flip it back and forth.
So why did you want to start doing digital marketing and online marketing stuff?
Because it's the way to go. I don't have to be in 3 different places at once. Whereas if I'm going to kind of reverse my circle here, like the guys at like Shepherd, they have, big equipment. They have big mouths to feed, right? There's always that debt of you got to pay this, you got to pay this, you got to pay this, right? And you go to a show, it could be like $10,000 a day for a 4-day show. Plus you have to send all your trucks down there and set up. So you're down there a week and a half, well, maybe a week, kind of thing. But it's just a lot of money for the return. And the thing is, we just sat back and watched. We heard this from our competition because you then end up talking about it, right? You just do, and then it's like, oh, how'd the show go? And then you're close enough to them that you can ask questions like that. How much did it actually cost you? Kind of thing, right? And then even like when I left the tire business, I even had friends in the tire business. They go down to the automotive show down in Vegas, and then you find out how much stuff really costs. It's like, man, you got to sell a lot of product to get that money back, right? So it's like, so we just kind of sat. This is like easier, it's cheaper, because you're going to give me a great deal. So anyway, so it's very, very good. I think it's the way of the future, and I'm not that tech savvy, so I have to hire the proper people to do it. I know my plastics. I'm proud of what I know. I can't know everything, and that's another thing that I learned is you can't be the best at everything, but you can be the best wanting the best. If that makes any sense, right? I want plastics, my toolings. I can do toolings now. Even though my brother's gone, I can do the toolings now. I'm very proud. I had to learn it though. I had to learn it because I didn't want to pay for that, right? So am I a professional in that part of it? No, but I'm darn close. Social media, I have no idea. So this is why I'm reaching out, right? I need someone to show me that I am professional in that, even though if I'm paying for it, doesn't matter. At least I'm portrayed as being professional, right? And that's, especially with the new kids coming up. Like I'm 60, I'm dealing with like 30-year-olds. I have to kind of keep up, right? Seriously, right? I got to get the haircut and stuff like that. I have to look kind of cool.
What problems were you facing business-wise when you reached out to me?
You're not going to like my answer. None. And I'm going to explain my answer. Is I think, see, once you get past, once everything is settled, when the dust settles, I've done well for myself. So now it's not a money thing. For me, it's a game. It's a game where I have to win, right? Or I have to close to win, right? I've played the game where I'm going to lose, right? But I lose, but I also learn from it, right? A good example is I had a pot store, a cannabis store up in Minden. I closed that down in March. It was open for a year and a half. I was losing $1,000 a week, easy. And before that, I wasn't really sure what was going on. I hired the proper people, changed bookkeepers. My bookkeepers and I have two accountants. I have the one in Waterloo that I'll never give up. He's been my father's accountant, and then when I bought the business, he came over, and of course, I had a bookkeeper up here, and then I had to get rid of her because I was $150,000 HST that I was behind, and I did not know this. It's kind of weird. So then I hired another bookkeeper, and she's basically an accountant, so she's really good at what she does. So she separated all my businesses and found out that, hey, this cannabis thing is not a good deal for you. And I said, yeah, I'm looking at the numbers. You're absolutely right, kind of thing. So it's one of those things. That's okay. That I learned a lot, but it was I lost, of course. But it's even though it's a money thing, it's not a money thing for me. It's more of a game for me now. But when you're younger, it's not a game. It is about the money. Now it's about relationships, cultivating relationships, and it's more of it's not a game because game sounds too immature. It's almost like a contest for me, and a lot of it is up here. Every year, I got people calling me up wanting me to sell my business. Right? I got 9 employees. I'm not going to sell because you know what they're going to do? They're going to ship it down to the big city.
Yeah.
And then, because they already have the infrastructure. They have already the office people, whatnot, and all my guys are going to lose their jobs, right? So I'm not going to do that.
So you didn't have any problems when you started working with me. Why did you start working with me then?
Well, I look at it this way. In my building, I have the infrastructure. I could be going 24/7, right? Sure, it's part of my contest. I can be busier. It's the thing is, if you're not reaching out and finding more work, eventually, see, all the work that you get has a life cycle, has a best before date, and eventually it goes south. It just does.
Sure.
Right. Most of the time, like right now, I do work for Beauty Made Products in Waterloo. That's been 30 years. Excalibur crossbow. They make the crossbows. I remember when what the heck was her name? Kathy and her husband, Paul, I think it was. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me. They worked out of their garage. Now they built it up so big, they sold it to a big corporation, dealing with those guys for 35, 40 years. Long. Even before I started working for my father, where Dad was working with those guys. So a lot of people come and go, but there is a small amount that do stay, kind of thing. And they stay. When I say stay, they go out of business. They don't go out of business. They just keep on going, keep on trucking. We have Northern Sport that makes slingshots. We have Lindquist Brothers in Windsor. They're the fishing lures. We're still doing work for these guys, right? But eventually, okay, those guys they've been with us. Like Bell Mobility, okay, we lost those because they're getting all the stuff from China. Research Emotion, BlackBerry. Well, everyone knows what happened there, right? So you always want to find new work. If not, you're going to be dead in the water, right? So it's part of my contest to keep things going, right? And it's easy because I like doing it. I want to make it easier for me, so that's why I reach out to you.
Yeah.
Right? That's because I can't know it all. I don't want to learn it. Right? I don't have to learn it, right? So
What's it like working with me? Why are people laughing in the background?
Be quiet over there.
Why is that the one that got the biggest
answer.
laugh?
They know my answer, I guess. I don't know. Why I like work? Because I love the facility that you're in. You're very, very professional, and you're so easy for me to talk to. So I know that you're going to be easy with the next guy. Like you're so easy with me, so you're going to be easy with everybody, right? Because I'm not the most easygoingest guy, but you bring out the best in me. Like some people, if they don't rub you the wrong way, you're not going to open up. Like I'm opening up right now, and that's because I really, really like you. So we get along, and so if you can do that to me, I'm sure you can do that with a lot of other people, right?
That's hilarious because I've always thought you're super easygoing. And
that's because from day one you brought out the best, right?
Yeah.
It just I can talk. I can talk easy. We got like 30 people here, right? And I can talk very easy to you guys, right? Even the people that you bring in, I can talk easy to them because you give off that good aura, right? So
why is it important to work with someone like that?
Because I can be honest. I can say what I want. You're like a brother. I can say what I want. You're still going to be there, right? And trust me, my brothers, we had some bad times. My brother that I was partners with, we got along great, but we had about 20%. We butted heads. Yeah. But that's what you do because he wasn't a yes man. I wasn't a yes man. So if we had different ideas, we worked it out, right? And that's the thing. Like I just didn't, every idea he had, I didn't bend over and say, yeah, that's great, Craig. Like we can't do that. His son worked for us, and he was really not pulling his weight. And I talked to him, nothing. So I fired him. My partner didn't show up for 3 weeks. He wouldn't take my calls. All of a sudden he shows up, right? That's family. What are you going to do, right? That was actually funny. But, now it's funny, but at the time,
not so much.
Because he was still getting paid. He wasn't showing up for work. One of those things. But no, you bring out the best in people, and I really, really love that. I can be honest. I can tell you what I feel or how I feel, and I'm not going to hurt you. Business is business.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is, you bring out the best in a lot of people. If you're bringing out the best in me, you're bringing out a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, and that is important.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right? So,
Cool. Thanks for doing this.
I'm having a great time here. I really am.
We should start our own podcast, just you and I.
We could. I'm in.
What would we call it? Chip and Dale?
Yeah. Matt and Dale's.
Matt and Dale. Matt and Dale's.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I really love what you have going on here. I really like that. We want to use your room a few times. We're going to have to get back into that, but
Sweet.
yeah, I'm very, very happy. Things are really, really cooking with the plastics. We got a lot of irons in the fire.
You said you're getting calls and the ability to bid on stuff you had never bid on in the past, right?
Yeah, I don't know where they're finding my name.
Well, I know. But
Exactly. But we're working on some deals right now, and it's out of our wheelhouse. But like we're talking, doing some stuff for farms in South Carolina, North Carolina, Northern Florida, produce farms, and even parts in Chile, stuff like that. And the quantities are just massive. When that happens, and that's the thing too, you have to be positive.
Yeah.
You have to be positive on everything. Like closing my pot store, a cannabis store in March, a whole weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I've had some people in my life that I don't know if I can say this or not, but people in my life that have just took advantage of me, right? Financially took advantage and emotionally took advantage of me. Right?
you can say it. Don't say their names, but you can say
No.
it.
Oh no, never. But and once you start talking to the right people and you start learning more about yourself, it's like, wow. Well, you have to eliminate sometimes you have to eliminate the negative, and it's like, wow, it's just push on cloud nine. I turned 60 in November. My girlfriend, she bought me a trip for my 60th birthday. We went down to St. Lucia for a week. Beautiful Sandals Resort. I didn't want to go. And she says, why? Right? I'll be honest, right? She says, why? I got such a great group of people working for me. I don't want to leave. She says, because Chris is well in tune to what I'm doing at work and stuff like that. The hiring, if I have to let people go and whatnot. I got the core that I have now. Like we hired some new people in the last couple of weeks. They don't count. They're still brand new. But even some of the people that we've hired like 3 months ago, I got such a good core of people. And then last summer we hired some students. You know, it's a numbers game. We hired 10 of them. 4 ended up being really, really, really good. We actually started up like a weekend shift for these guys because when you're young and in school, you want to have some extra money in your pocket, right? So we pay them well, and they come in and they're working. Like they might only put 20 hours a week in, but they're having time. If they have exams and stuff like that, we can kind of work around that. So it's really, really cool. And, you get rid of some of the negative, and man, you just want to go to work. It's not like work anymore. And the thing is, then I have enough knowledge, like I reach out to guys like you that know your profession. It just helps me. It helps me look good, right? And I don't care if that's the wrong thing to say, but guys like you help me look good. And even at work, I'm only good as my production, what I'm putting out, the samples that we're making for some of our high-end customers and stuff. It's like, yeah, you have to have the team because you can't do it all yourself. And if you think again, you're fooling yourself, right? So there you go.
Cool. Thanks, Dale.
Time's up.
Yeah.
That good?
We're good. I got what I needed.
I rambled on.
No, it was great.